Hi everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to my Trying a New Makeup Product Everyday series. I have such an awesome palette to try out today, and this palette only cost $1. I can't even believe it because this palette is such a good size. It has highlighter, blush, bronzer, 9 shimmery eyeshadows in beautiful shades. And the fact that you can get this for $1, I think is incredible. I got it from ShopMissA, and it's also cruelty-free. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. It also, on the back, by the way, this is from the brand JK, Just Color, it has all these different steps on how to do your eyeshadow look. So I love that they are bringing this a little bit more advanced eyeshadow or makeup product to anyone. They make it so accessible because you get all of those colors to do the trendy looks, everything you really need in here for $1. I think that's incredible. First, I'm going to do some swatches. So I have to swatch. Oh my gosh, it's actually a really nice texture. Ooh, wow. I'm excited about that. It's actually like a very creamy feel. And that's the bronzer. Very pretty bronzer shade. Blush. Gorgeous pink, great pigment. Highlighter. Very pretty. I think that's a great shade for me as well. And a beautiful eyeshadow, metallic and shimmery. Same with this one. I love shimmery metallic eyeshadows. Maybe they're not the most pigmented eyeshadows in the world, but that is not bad. And considering all of this for $1. So here you can see those swatches. So no mirror in here, but my mirror fits perfectly in this. Love that. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with some blush and bronzer. So I actually love this brush here. It's from Complex Culture, and you can see the shape of it. I do my blush with this part and my bronzer with this part. And then if the two shades get a little mixed in, I kind of like that. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some of the blush here. And we know this was pigmented, so I shouldn't have probably picked up this much, but let's see how it looks. Oh my gosh, so cute. Great pigment. It's so true to color, how it looks in the pan here. Blending out nicely. I like that. It's such a pretty shade of like bubblegum pink. Very easy to apply. Blends out. It's a little bit maybe too bright of a pink for my complexion to be the perfect blush shade for me, but it's really not bad at all. Very wearable. It just gives more of that like flush of color rather than a sun-kissed blush, if that makes any sense. But for my personal preference, I prefer a sun-kissed, more bronzy blush tone. I just find it to be a little bit more flattering, but this is a really pretty, just healthy flush of color, like brings life to the face. But speaking of bronzy, I'm gonna go ahead and now pick up the bronzer, and let's see if I can warm up my skin tone and add a little contour. So it is an orangey bronzer, so I will focus this more as a warm up the skin tone type of product and bronzer rather than contour. Because when it comes to contour, I want it to be more of a cool tone brown so that it can kind of mimic the look of shadows to create more of like a chiseled look. But since this is just more of like a suntan orangey shade, I'm gonna do a little bit more of a broader area. Definitely bring it onto the forehead, like I got some sun on my forehead. Continue that along. Gosh, I should have put my hair back because I'm just brushing my hair with my brush, with my bronzer brush, and that is not what I'm trying to do. But I like this shade. It's definitely very warm tone. Comes off a bit orange, but if you blend it out, it's not bad and it's not too unnatural. And it looks matte on my skin. The reviews said that the bronzer was shimmery in this one, but I'm really not seeing that. It's not leaving behind any glitter or shimmer. Sorry, Dexter just started barking at who knows what. And then I can't help myself, I always have to bring my bronzer, my contour down the jaw and the neck. And then I'll also do a little on the nose. But that definitely warmed up the skin. You know, since the pink blush is a little more pink than I prefer, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the bronzer here and just dust it on top of the blush to tone down that pink a little bit. And ooh, I love this color combination. Go up and over the nose just to really warm up the skin a bit more. So I like this. It definitely gets the job done. Maybe it's not the most pigmented bronzer, but it's buildable, blendable. I think it's great. Just picked up a little bit more to go over the nose here. But there we go. Okay, and now for highlight, I just like to pick up my highlighter with my finger. It's just going like this, and then I just like to blend it on top of the cheekbone. And I can tell that this is not the most blinding, glowing highlighter. So you can see I am layering it up a bit, but that looks really pretty on the skin. It's flattering. It goes well with my skin tone. It's a little bit more of a silvery highlight. And it really is buildable. It's not going to give you the most blinding glow, but for natural radiance to the skin, I really think that looks nice. It almost kind of gives like an airbrushed look to the skin, doesn't it? See, with it versus without it, it looks so smooth and flattering. So I am so impressed with this palette as a face palette already, especially if maybe you're someone who is younger, who's just getting into makeup, or it doesn't even matter what age you are, if you're just getting into makeup and you want to practice your blush, bronzer, highlighter. I think this palette is great for that because it's kind of hard to go overboard also. I mean, my cheeks look very blushed right now, so maybe I went a little bit overboard there, but it's very easy to work with. This highlighter I find very flattering, but hard to go overboard, and it still looks pretty natural. Wow. Even if I just got these 3 shades for $1, I would think this is awesome. But I have 9 other eyeshadows to try out too. So I am going to try the eyeshadows out with and without an eyeshadow primer. So going in with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, I'm going to blend this out all over just one of my eyes. I do think that I might see a difference with and without an eyeshadow primer for these eyeshadows if they're just not super pigmented on their own. But we are going to find out. But that can sometimes be a little tip, a little hack, is to use an eyeshadow primer with very inexpensive eyeshadows, and it can really improve them. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with a brow highlight. So I'm gonna pick up the lightest shimmer here, and I think I'll probably use my finger for the most part with these eyeshadows because I tend to always use my finger when I apply shimmers. And this is a really pretty, very white, icy, shimmery, glowy highlight shade. I love how that looks. Since it's very bright, I'm going to also go ahead and apply this into that inner corner. And I think it's a great shade to really brighten that up. So you can see that inner corner highlight with it versus without it. I just love the effect that gives. Really brightens the eyes. And this has great pigment, easy to use, no complaints there. So now I'm gonna actually pick up a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna pick up the, you could go in with the bronzer, but I'm trying to use as many shades as possible. So I'm picking up the shimmery brown in the corner here. And I'm gonna blend this into my crease, and oh my gosh, okay, that is actually showing up so pigmented. I probably picked up more on the brush than I needed to. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that excess over to the other eye because I really just wanted to use this shade to create some dimension in the eye. Yeah, like this is the perfect amount, and that's just the excess left over on my brush. Oh my gosh, I love this. Great pigment, great shade to create that contour on the eye. So I'm gonna work on this a little bit, blend it, like go from eye to try and blend it. You know, I may actually even, can't even believe I'm doing this, but I'm actually gonna remove a little bit of that because I literally went overboard, which I didn't really expect to be possible with this $1 eyeshadow palette, but it happened. Okay, there we go. Just wanted to fill in that transition crease area with a little contour dimension, and boy, did this shade deliver. And it has beautiful shimmer to it. Let's just pick up a little bit more to even out the eyes. Okay, that looks so pretty. You could literally stop right here and have a beautiful, completed makeup look. But I'm not gonna stop here. I'm gonna keep going. But I am so impressed right now. So I'm just gonna pick up, it's more of like a green brown, and just with my finger apply this into the outer corner, just building up a little bit more depth here. But oh my gosh, this is looking so pigmented and foiled. Oh my gosh, it has such beautiful shine. Oh my goodness, I am loving this. This is gonna be like my new go-to travel palette, and I got it for only $1. Everyone needs to get this. And then I can't resist a pink shimmer on the rest of my eyelid, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this one in the middle here. I'm so excited. And fill in the rest of my eyelid with this. And oh my gosh, this color is so pretty as well. It's very bright. And maybe it's a little bit more of a lilac shade than a pink, but so pretty. It still has that foiled shimmer look. So I love a fully shimmery eyeshadow look. And maybe it's not the most pigmented possible eyeshadow, but I just keep picking up a little bit more, building it up with my finger, and I am able to achieve the look that I want. And so right now I'm applying it to the eye without the primer. And as I'm building it up, you literally cannot see a difference with and without the eyeshadow primer. So I also think like it's a little bit more of a chunky metallic, so not as smooth as some of those other eyeshadows, but I still think it looks so pretty and wearable. And you can get very like festive glam looks with this, or you could do more of a toned down, more casual look, because the colors in here are so conducive to all of that. And then the last step I want to do is I'm going to pick up a brush, a little pencil brush, and I'm going to blend a shade on the lower lash line. Let's see, which shade do I want? I think I'm going to go for this one. It's like a salmon shade. I think that will pull the look together nicely. I'm just going to blend this along the lower lash line, which this shade is showing up very nicely, true to how it looks in the pan here. And I am dipping back in maybe a little bit more than I normally would with a higher priced eyeshadow palette, but here now I am able to build it up to what I want, and it's nice and light on the lower lash line, but I think it goes great with the rest of the colors in the eyeshadow look. So with it versus without it, it's subtle, but it really does help complete the look. And I love a shimmery light eyeshadow along the lower lash line. So I think like all of the shades in this palette are perfect for me to reach for that purpose. So my finished makeup right now is beautiful. I love the eyes, the face, and it all looks so cohesive as well. Like, oh my gosh, no one could ever tell that I used a $1 palette to do my entire face. I absolutely love this. I am so excited about it. I highly recommend it, and if you have already tried this out, please let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day. And I will see you tomorrow in my next video.